last day we were discussing prefixes of units. Now prefixes were used to denote what? A large set of values, that is larger range of values, I would say, starting from an electron's dimension or very small dimension to up to universe scale. And I told regarding positive powers, you should worry up to giga. Whereas negative powers, you should worry up to femto. Negative, you should worry more because all the cases or most of the problem solving will come across up to femtometer. So this is the range that you should by heart with respect to our syllabus. Others you can forget. Others, it is optional. If you want, you can remember. But this much is very, very important. From this table, you should also know to convert from one unit to another. That is, if I give normal meter here, 10 raised to 1. Before that, this is normal meter or normal value. Normal, for example, I'm taking meter. It can be any quantity. Here also, first this one be meter. Now, from this expression, I'm selecting kilo. So I'm going to write kilometer. What is kilometer? Tell. To find kilometer is how much meter, what you should do. This is normal meter. You should multiply it by which one? Look at the table and tell.
1000.
Yeah, 1000 or 10 raised to 3. Now, if that is the case, tell me, I'm going to select megameter. Next quantity, megameter. Megameter. That is capital M, M. So 1 megameter is equal to, now instead of M as the base, I'm going to select kilo. I'm going to select kilo. So kilo will be my base. How much kilometer is 1 megameter? Tell. How can I convert? That is, you should find how much kilometer is 1 megameter. I should multiply by, 1 megameter is how much? 10 raised to 6 meter. Yes or no? Here you already have kilometer. Kilometer is how much? 10 raised to 3 meter. So to get 10 raised to 6, how should I multiply? How much should I multiply?
2.
2, no. 10 raised to
10 raised to 3.
Yeah, you should multiply 10 raised to 3. So if I take 10 raised to 3 kilometer, 10 raised to 3 kilometer means what? 10 raised to 3 into kilo is always 10 raised to 3 meter. Then all of you know, a raised to m into a raised to b. How will you do? Law of exponents. The answer will be a raised to, what is the answer?
M plus B.
Yeah, m plus b. The same logic you apply here. So 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 3, it will be 10 raised to 6. So that is your megameter. From the table, this is what you should focus on, not the names. Names are not so important. You should be good at converting one unit to another unit. Another question, if I give you, look at the table and tell, convert 1 TB's dash kilobyte. Find it. Here I have taken base as B, byte. So find 1 TB's dash KB. KB is here, TB is here. When you look at the values, you can tell.
10 raised to 9.
Yeah, it is 10 raised to 9. It is 10 raised to 9. So similarly, you should be very thorough in converting from one unit to another unit. That is the significance of this table. Looking at the table, if you have a decent idea of the values and all, you can be extremely good in conversion. Let us take another example. 1 centimeter is equal to dash meter. Tell, very simple. One base is meter. So look, 1 centimeter is to dash centimeter. Tell.
1 by 100.
Use in power term. Don't tell 1 by 100 now.
10 raised to minus 2.
Yeah, it is 10 raised to minus 2. Don't tell 1 by 100, 1 by 1000. That we don't follow here because it is more confusing. Always use exponent power. Powers term only use it to express quantities. So it can be written as 10 raised to minus 2. If that is the case, find 1 micrometer. This is a symbol for micro. Micrometer is equal to dash centimeter. Can you find this? 1 micrometer is equal to dash centimeter.
10 raised to minus 4.
Yeah, it is 10 raised to minus 4. If you have doubt, you should work it out. How? Because 1 micrometer is how much? 10 raised to minus 6. Here centimeter already you have 10 raised to minus 2. To that I should add 10 raised to minus 4. So 1 micrometer will be 10 raised to minus 4 centimeter. Similarly, you can play with it. You can work it out. No need of any external thing. Just look at the table, write it down. Only you need to know law of exponents. If you know this thing, a raised to m into a raised to n, a raised to m plus n, you can work it out. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So get used to micrometer. This is micrometer means 10 raised to minus 6. Nanometer, very, very important because nanotechnology is so popular nowadays. Nano means 10 raised to minus 9. This is known as pico. Pico means PM. And in between nanometer and picometer, I have not shown, but I have already specified there is one more thing that is known as 1 angstrom. That you can note it down. That is from the table here in between this nano and pico, there is one more quantity you can by heart. That is 1 angstrom. 1 angstrom is nothing but And the symbol is 1A. You put a degree at the top. This is a symbol for 1 angstrom or angstrom. The value is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. That is not shown here. Only I have increased in the multiples of 3. 10 raised to 9. After that, it is 10 raised to minus 12. So if you want, note it down. We also come across this quantity, that is 1 angstrom value. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Just note that down. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. And this
Yes,
1
sir.
angstrom is the size of a single atom. If you take a size of a single hydrogen atom, it is almost of the range 1 raised to 10 raised to minus 10. Whereas if you take the size of nucleus, this also I have told, it is femtometer, or I simply call it as Fermi. So 1 FM is the size of nucleus. This is the size of atom. Size of nucleus, 1 femtometer. Okay. So I'll stop it here. Again, I am repeating, try to convert from one unit to another. Be clear with that, because if you want to practice, go to your exercise. First set, you have a lot of fill in the blanks. They are focusing on conversion of units. So once you're thorough with this, you can try to convert from one unit to another. Fine. Now, next topic is measurement of length. Measurement of length. These are very simple topics, nothing much to write or note it down. Just watch it, understand it. Most of the things that I would say now is with regarding to your practicals. And I told, from the first class itself, I told your mark distribution will be 70 marks theory and rest of 30 marks will be practical. So practical also you should give utmost importance. If you want to score 90 or 95 plus for a particular subject, you should score both in theory as well as practical. And in practical, generally the trend is that most of the students used to get more than 25. Never they will lose score marks less than 25 because all are very good in practicals. So I expect the same from you all people. And I'm not so sure practicals in the ideal case. If we resume the physical classes and all, and if we have an ideal case, you have practicals. Otherwise, as last year students, they didn't do much of the practical because there was hardly any physical classes. So if their classes be back on flow, you can come to practicals. The things that I'll be discussing now is majorly related to practicals. So if you want to note it down, don't study it for theory part, but you can remember in terms of practical, because when you come to a lab, it will be easier. Keeping that in mind, measurement of length. Length you already know. If you have 2 points, the separation between the 2 points, you can denote it by the factor length. Now, SI unit of length also we have studied, it is meter. Now we need to see measurement because chapter heading itself is how to measure length. So majorly to measure length, you have 2 types of methods. One is known as direct method and second one is known as indirect method, which is the most common direct method that you use. From lower class onwards, you are measuring so and so kind of lengths. And for that measurement, you use which direct method? Students commonly use
Scale.
scale. The scale that you have at your instrument box. That is a common thing. Or when you use a measuring instrument to measure something directly, you call it as direct method. Common example is scales or other instruments. You can use other instruments as well. Now, indirect method, can you think of any indirect method? In class 10, you have studied many questions like this. A pole is kept at a particular person is standing there. A shadow is formed. You can find the height of the pole. We have done questions like that regarding to which one?
Trigonometry.
Yeah, trigonometry is a very ideal method you can use. You don't need to know the direct all distances. You don't need to have the scale. If I want to find the length of the pole, I just need to know the angle and this particular distance that you are away from that pole. So this type of using what? Making use of mathematics to determine the length, it is known as indirect method. So in indirect method, we don't directly use a measuring instrument, but we use what? Different kinds of logic or ideas from maths to find out length. So that is a basic difference between a direct method and an indirect method. Now let us see a few direct method. Start with the most basic, that is meter scale. Now let us see a meter scale in detail. Question is that which is the smallest length? Which is the smallest length you can measure using a meter scale?
1 millimeter.
Yeah, 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter. Or it is how much meter? Now we'll focus on conversions because you know that. 1 millimeter is how much meter? 10 raised to minus 3 meter. 1 millimeter is 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Or simple conversion that you are studying from lower class. 1 millimeter is how much centimeter? 1 millimeter
1 by
is
10.
I told don't tell 1 by 10 like that. Always use 10 raised to minus powers. 1 by 10 can be written as 10 raised to, yeah, it is minus 1. 10 raised to minus 1. So this is the smallest length you can measure using a meter scale. That means this length. This is 1 millimeter. Let me change the color. Okay. This is 1 millimeter. If you keep any object of this particular length, you can easily measure it out using a meter scale. But what if the length becomes even smaller? Can you measure it? Suppose I take one of your hair or paper of slight thickness. If you keep it there, can you measure the thickness of that paper using the meter scale? Yes or no?
No.
No, because it is meaningless. It is not even crossing one division. So understand, the smallest length that can be measured using a meter scale is 1 millimeter. If you find it confusing, don't worry about other things. Only remember millimeter. Many of you, if you're not thorough with that conversion of units, don't need to confuse. Just remember one value, 1 millimeter. Just to remember 0.1 centimeter. This is the smallest length you can measure using a meter scale. And this particular value has a special name. In physics, we call the smallest length that can be measured by any instrument, we call it by a special name. It is known as least count. So note this term out. Least count. What do you mean by least count? It means the smallest value that can be measured by any particular instrument. Least count means it is the smallest value that can be measured using any particular instrument. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, from now on, I won't write least count. Instead, I will put L dot C dot. This means least count. So whenever I put LC, you should understand this means least count of so-and-so devices. You can write LC of meter scale. LC of meter scale. Least count of meter scale is equal to?
Millimeter.
Yeah, 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter or 0.1 centimeter. 1 millimeter or 0.1 centimeter. That is the least count of meter scale. Just remember that value. So if you measure anything with a meter scale, if I keep anything, if I want to measure length of a book or anything, you get, suppose, let me keep one thing. Okay. If I keep one box here, what is the length of this? What is the length of this box or thing kept it here? Look at this and tell.
3.8 centimeter.
Is it touching 8?
Meter.
Is it touching 8? It is almost reaching 8, but is it touching that? Array, can't you people see or not? No, it is almost reaching there. It is not 8. It has not reached 8. When will it reach 8? It should bypass that, or it should be in that same line. So what is the length here? Tell.
3.7.
Yeah, 3.7. But we obviously know that what? It is greater than 3.7. Yes or no? Here we got 3.7, but it is almost close to 3.8.
Yes.
But I cannot write 3.8. So I can say the value is between 3.7 and 3.8. So it might be 3.7576, something like that. Ideally, the value should be 3.75 or 76 or 77. Fine. But we cannot get this particular value. For that, I should use a bit more advanced instrument. Advanced means I should get a bit more precise. Precise means how well you can go for the decimal places. If I can go for one more decimal place, that will be a precise instrument. So to get that nested decimal place, I should use a more precise instrument. Got the idea? Got the idea? Yes or no? Using
Yes,
a meter
sir.
scale, only you will get lengths up to 2.5 or 3.2. I will not get the nested decimal. But to get a nested decimal, you should use a more precise. This word is very important. Precise instrument. Precise means how well you can accommodate for decimal. If you get a instrument which can measure up to this much decimal, I can say this is the most precise instrument. If I get another instrument, it will measure up to this much decimal. It will be even more precise. So understand, precision means account of how much decimal places you can measure. So here, using a meter scale, you can only measure up to one decimal place. So here, key point is least count. What do you mean by least count and what is the value of least count for a meter scale? I hope this is clear. If that is clear, let us move on to the next one. Vernier caliper. Have you heard of this vernier caliper? Yes or no? No. Okay. This looks like something like this.
No, sir.
Very important because you have to do practicals using vernier caliper. Understand vernier caliper is very important. In our lab, we have a number of vernier calipers available. So you can all play with it once you start with the practicals. Now, what is the first difference you can spot? Tell. What is the difference between a meter
Two
scale?
scales.
Yeah, here in vernier caliper, you can see two scales. One, it is a normal similar to your meter scale. Yes or no? This is similar to your meter scale, as similar as that. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter. Here also least count is 0.1 centimeter or 1 millimeter. This is similar. And this scale is kind of stationary. You cannot move it or change the length. Fine. Here we call this scale by a special name. If you want, you can note it down. This scale we call it as main scale. So this scale you call it as main scale. main scale. And whenever taking a reading, I will get a main scale reading. That in short, I will denote it as MSR. MSR. The full form is main scale reading. So understand, a vernier caliper has two scales. This is a very common scale similar to your meter scale. We call it as main scale, or it is called in short MSR. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Question.
Yes, sir.
What is the least count of main scale? Question. What is the least count of main scale? I'm asking only main scale.
1 millimeter.
Yeah, it is 1 millimeter. Why? Because it is similar to the previous case. There is no much difference. So least count of a main scale of a vernier caliper is 1 millimeter. But here, this is not the least count of the vernier caliper. For finding the least count of the vernier caliper, I should also bring in the second scale that you find it here. Imagine this is the second scale, and here, as this is a static image, I cannot show you there, but you can find out type vernier calipers after the class. You can find a number of videos related to vernier caliper, and you will see that this scale is actually movable. You can move it. That means I can either move it here or move it towards that. So this is a movable scale. One is a stationary scale. This main scale is a stationary, but this scale, it is actually movable. You can move it depending on whatever you place it here. You can place the object either at this distance. Suppose you have a sphere or you have a small ball. You want to measure the diameter. You can place the ball here and it will show the diameter. Now, this second scale or movable scale has another name. This is known as vernier scale. This is known as vernier scale. Vernier scale. And you will get a particular reading for vernier scale, and that reading we call it as VSR. So with respect to vernier caliper, you have two readings. One is MSR and VSR. And if I look VSR, it will come in different dimension. Most commonly, the used vernier scale, it have 10 division inside it. You can see 10 division. It will have 10 division. Vernier scale have 10 division inside it. We have formulated an equation to find the least count of a vernier scale. That is, let me write, least count of vernier scale or vernier caliper, I can say vernier caliper. We have an equation that also, if you want, you can remember. The equation is that we will take one main scale division and divide it by number of divisions on vernier scale. So this is the equation to find least count of a vernier caliper. We will take one main scale division divided by number of divisions on vernier scale. And what is the one main scale reading? You already know. One main scale reading is how much? One division. How much is this length?
1 millimeter.
Yeah, it is 1 millimeter. And how much divisions you have on the vernier scale? Tell. How much?
10.
10. Normally,
10.
this is what we use.
10.
We have more divisions available, but in our lab, we use vernier scale of having 10 divisions. So if that is the case, you will get, what's the least count? 1 by 10. It will be 0.1 millimeter. 0.1 millimeter. Or in centimeter, if I write, better to write in centimeter. That is what we do calculation. Mostly, it will be 0.01 centimeter. 0.01 centimeter. So this is the least count for a vernier caliper. Note it down. Least count for a vernier caliper is 0.01 centimeter or 0.1 millimeter. So if you measure and length using vernier caliper, you will end up with what? You will get a length like 2.52, 2.52 or 3.68. You will get up to 2 decimal places. That is the idea. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Just try to understand
Yes,
the
sir.
idea. You will again,
Yes,
I
sir.
told you,
Sir.
anyways, you have to do practicals
Yes, sir.
regarding that. So that time we will see it in detail. Now just get the idea. That's all. Only this much idea I wanted to convey. Least count of vernier caliper 0.01 centimeter. Now, again, if you want to find a more precise measurement, or if you want to get a more precise, that is, now you get up to what? 2.52 centimeter. Now, if you want to get the next decimal place also, we have another device which gives a more precise measurement. And that is what we see next. Okay. Now this modern day, you have vernier calipers coming in digital form. In our lab, we don't have digital vernier caliper. So you have to measure it out. You have to find, note down the MSR, then find VSR, then find total scale reading. It is known as TSR. So TSR, there is an equation. You should write TSR as MSR plus VSR into LC. This is how you write the total reading of a vernier scale. So every time you have to calculate this. This is what your practicals you do mainly. You have to write TSR as total scale reading. It is the sum of main scale reading plus vernier scale into least count. Now suppose VSR is 2. VSR is 2. And here MSR is again 2. So you will get 2 plus Least count is what? 0.01. 0.01. So you will get what? 2.02. That is how you find the length. Again, don't need to go to the details. We will discuss it. I told if I want a more precise measurement, you can use another device that is known as screw gauge. So next device is screw gauge. Again, I think it is something new to you. And it's also very much similar to vernier scale, but there is difference. Now this is a screw gauge. Here also you can notice a particular difference. What is that? In a screw gauge, are there two scales? Yes or no? Are there two scales in a screw gauge? Can you see two scales there? Yes or no?
Yes.
Here, the full length of that normal scale is not visible because it is in the back side of this one. This has a name. This is known as PSR, or it is known as pitch scale. Pitch scale, or the reading I call it as PSR. So similar to main scale, there is no main scale. Instead of main scale, you call it as pitch scale. That is PSR. That is in the inside part. Now, this is a knob. This knob you can rotate. You can rotate. This is a knob which you can rotate. When you rotate in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, this particular scale will start to move here and there. So this is a movable scale. And this movable scale, we call it as head scale. Head scale. Or in short, it is known as, reading is known as HSR. So here two scales are there. One is PSR and HSR. Pitch scale, head scale. There is also an equation to find least count of screw gauge. Least count of screw gauge, it is given by the pitch. That is one pitch division divided by number of divisions on head scale. Number of divisions on head scale. Now, usually the number of division on head scale here in this diagram, it is 50. But in lab, we use a head scale of divisions 100. So the equation becomes 1 millimeter divided by 100 number of division. So you will get the least count of screw gauge as 0.01 millimeter. That is the least count for screw gauge. Or in centimeter, how much it will be? It will be 0.001. That is the idea. Just note down in millimeter. These are the instruments used for measuring length, and only I'm mentioning about the least count. How to take the reading and all, we'll discuss later in detail. We have seen three scales. First one was meter scale. What's the least count of a meter scale? Tell fast. Those who remember.
1
It is
millimeter.
1 millimeter.
1 millimeter.
Or in centimeter, or in centimeter, or in centimeter.
0.1 centimeter.
Yeah, 0.1 centimeter. Now we saw vernier caliper. Vernier caliper. What is the least count?
1 millimeter.
No. 0.01 centimeter. That is least count of vernier caliper. Any doubt in that? It is not 1 millimeter. In this 1 millimeter, I should divide by number of vernier scale division. That is 10. Screw gauge. Yeah, what is the least count of screw gauge?
0.01. 0.01 millimeter.
Yeah, you can remember it as 0.01 millimeter. So you should understand these three values. If you want, by heart it, no issues. So note it somewhere, don't confuse. Every time people used to confuse during practicals. See, in practicals, when you go for the final exam, you can pick notes. If you pick loads, either you can get to play with a vernier caliper or you can get to play with a screw gauge. So if you get a vernier caliper, there is chance for you to confusing. That is why right away you should understand the difference and study it separately. Otherwise, you will confuse during that time. Next day, I will ask this. If you want to study more, just go search vernier scale or a screw gauge in the YouTube. You will get thousands or millions of videos. You can watch any of those to get a clear idea. It is again up to you, optional. Those who want, do it. And nowadays, we have digital screw gauge available. Here only you put the object that you want to measure. Okay, let us stop it here. Have a nice day. Study well. Take care. Bye.